Hey friends, Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. Hope that you're doing well. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys 10 of my best compliment getting fragrances. The stuff that I wear when I really want attention. Because I was starved for attention as a child. And I need it. What am I without compliments? Nothing. But before that, I want to do a quick first impression on this. Gentleman, it says. So this is a mad cheap fragrance that I threw into my cart when I was placing an order on JOMASHOP. I'm assuming it's a cologne. It's by Canaz, Aromatic Artistry. Mad cheap, like I said, on the back it says it's actually manufactured under license by AASA Perfumes, and that's with 2 M's. So this should be pretty good. 2 M's. I'm trying to start featuring some more of these fragrances because like I said before, I buy a lot of crap. Some of it sucks and never sees the light of day. Oh boy. Look at this beaut. This is like the stockest of stock bottles. Just turbo fast here, guys. I'll let you know if this mad cheapy is something you need. So it smells like a cheap CH Min. Nice. It's actually not completely the worst thing I've ever smelled, but it's also not really good. The leather smells kind of cheap, but it does have that little bit of a sugary vibe. Not as bad as I thought, all things considered. Not saying it's good, but also I don't think it gave me cancer, so. Let's get started for real. The first fragrance right here, YSL L'Homme Le Parfum. So what's the deal with this one? I hate that friggin' bottle though. It's like, it's in my peripheral. Can you see it? You can't. It's just, it keeps wobbling like this. I touched the table. Oh, it's not gonna do it here. So, L'Homme Le Parfum. We're off to a good start. This little buddy right here basically smells like YEDP if it really liked L'Homme. So basically take the original YSL L'Homme, mix that with Y Eau de Parfum, and that is L'Homme Le Parfum. It was completely bagged on when it came out, myself included a little bit, as being, what's the word? A little generic. And to be fair, I mean, it kind of, sort of is. But it smells really good and people love it. And also, it's kind of overlooked because most of the La Nuit and also L'Homme lines by YSL have been shuffled off into the darkness. They've been kicked into the oubliette. It's very depressing, man. It's sad. One day you're on top of the world, the next day, oubliette. Basically, you know, YSL saw the sales with the Y line and they saw the sales with the Myself line and they went, cool, that's what we do now. Maybe it'll make a comeback because, you know, there is the new La Nuit de L'Homme Eau de Parfum coming out, the new version. It'd be nice to have the L'Homme line come back as well. This, year-round, absolutely killer. Nobody's wearing it. People love it. Very underrated in the sense of versatility and compliment factor. And it is one that's grown on me over the years, I gotta say. Sorry I was so mean to you originally, bud. You do your own thing, you know? I appreciate it. I respect it. All right, check it out. This next one is the new The Scent. This is The Scent Intense 2026, because that's how fragrance brands work nowadays. They use the same name, they change it, sometimes they put it in a new bottle, and they just throw a new year on the end of it, and they go, good enough. Now in terms of the note breakdown, there's not really much of one. Yeah, they're basically just like, oh, it's got amber in there and like Maninka fruit or something, whatever. The Maninka fruit, of course, is what makes the scent the scent. That same common exotic fruitiness that all the fragrances have. And this one is surprisingly good, like really good. It's got a nice smoothness to it. It pushes quite well. Perfect for fall and winter time. My wife thinks this stuff smells amazing, so that doesn't hurt. But even though it's got those sweet notes in there, you know, amber, I'm sure vanilla, even though it has those sweeter notes, it is not as crazily pushed in that direction as a lot of new fragrances today are. It comes across as a fragrance you could wear easily in formal situations, on evenings out, date nights. The performance is nice, the projection is solid, longevity is good without being choking and cloying. It's just surprisingly well done because the original The Scent and The Scent Intense, when they first dropped, a lot of people weren't really about that life. And this one, pretty solid. Though I will say, probably going to appeal more to guys like late 20s and up. But if you're younger and you smell this and you like it, rock with it. One of the worst things you can ever do when it comes to fragrances and this goes for everybody, is to feel like a fragrance that you like, you can't wear it because either it smells too youthful or it smells too old or it smells too unisex or feminine or whatever. If you like it, if it boosts your confidence, that's the most important thing. Always remember that.
Write that down.
I was really mean to this gentleman fragrance. I'm gonna spray it and let it just sit and marinate. Ooh, that kind of sucks. Let it marinate. We'll see if it gets better. Eros Parfum. Yes, good old Versace Eros perfume. This of the EDT, the EDP, and this one is the one I would go for if I could have but one. Though I do think that the eau de parfum oftentimes is the best bet for people if they're looking for just one and done. Because you know, splits the difference between the parfum and the eau de toilette. I think that the EDT, even though it's the cheapest one, and you know, it's the first one, it really set the tone for what Eros is. That would be the last one that I personally would go for out of the bunch. So what we're rocking with here is your somewhat typical Eros styling, mint, you know, fruits, tonka, amber, vanilla, lavender, geranium. So it's one of those scents that melds together, fresh plus sweet. Once again. And that always works so well for pulling positive attention because it's kind of like ticking the boxes, it's tickling the brain of what people just are drawn to naturally. So I don't know if you know this, but especially in America, people like sugar. So you give them something sweet and they're like, haha, my brain says yes, dopamine is released. Yeah, give me more.
It's powdered sugar, it's delicious.
And then fresh makes people think clean, which makes people think put together and pleasant. So you take those two things, marry them together, winning combination. Assuming that it's pulled off well. If it's pulled off like trash, then it doesn't really matter. Longevity here, perfect for me. I realize now that sounds weird. The longevity, perfect. But yeah, it's really good, it'll last a long time. And the projection is extremely solid as well without going overboard and inducing headaches to those around you. Very, very, very good for spring, fall, and winter. This stuff, perfect. Back to gentlemen. Oh, yeah, I mean, if you're familiar with CH Men, you can clock it right away, but it does smell weak and tinny. Mirage Absolu. This by the French Avenue. So this right here is, in my opinion, the best latent exclusive alternative. There's one that Harmaine dropped recently that I bought, this Empire Aromatique Ombre. And that one's good too, but I think this is better. The issue with Mirage Absolu was always one thing, and it's not how it smelled, it's not the performance, it's not the quality, none of that. You couldn't find the crap. It was impossible. This stuff would pop up in stock for like 13 seconds. And then if you wanted it, the only spot you could find it was maybe eBay, and get ready to get bent over because whoever was selling it to you knew that it was out of stock everywhere. So they were like, oh, you want a cologne fragrance? That'll be 85 bucks, thanks. And it's like, well, how much did you pay to get that in stock? $5. And knock on fake wood, Craig, the table. This one right here is back in stock. And it is a banger for fall and winter time. Like I said, really similar to latent exclusive. Actually, to me, kind of in between latent exclusive and latent, because latent exclusive is actually a little bit more animalic, a little bit darker, bolder. This one kind of splits the diff. You know, it's a little bit more of that vibe compared to the original latent, but it's not as far pushed as latent exclusive, which works out perfectly if you're looking for something just super wearable. People love this stuff, and it does smell good. The next one is affordable. Haha, nice. I like affordable, that sounds good. But do you know what could make it even more affordable? Friggin' codes. Yeah, that's right, I got some. Here they are, they're also linked in the description. So got some from JOMASHOP, that's the store. Those only work within the app, the JOMASHOP app. Is that a pain? Abso-friggin-lutely. But if you download the app, you can use those codes and save yourself some dinero. Also have codes for the Perfume Box, great store. Beauty House, great store. Frag Flex, that's just a good store. You can flex there, man. So anytime you shop any of those stores, use those codes. Also have some for Lucky Scent if you like niche. The next Fragra is this one right here, Banana Republic Tobacco and Tonka Bean. Now, brothers, if you weren't around when this dropped, it was a little bit of a different time. It made my stick go floppy. I'm gonna throw you back a little bit. This one came out 2019, so not a crazy long time ago, but it did come out before 2020. So it did come out before the world ended that year. Yeah, I don't know if you remember, but like some stuff happened. Just a little thing here and there, just, you know, little stuff. But before that even, back in 2016, Zara, you know Zara, they released a fragrance called Rich, Warm, Addictive. And at the time, you couldn't even order Zara's fragrances from their website. You had to go physically into a store and buy it, which meant that people were scalping them. Basically, you could go to eBay and pay way jacked up prices if you didn't have one nearby, but everybody was going crazy for the Rich, Warm, Addictive. Skip forward 3 years, this is again a very different time, and then this came out. And while it doesn't smell the exact same as Rich, Warm, Addictive, it's doing a lot of the same stuff. Now, obviously there is both tobacco and tonka bean in the fragrance called Tobacco and Tonka Bean. There's also vanilla, plum, pear, and coconut. Yeah. A fragrance by Banana Republic has all those random notes coming together into the scent here. And actually going back to Rich, Warm, Addictive, that whole tobacco plus coconut thing is what made that fragrance. And that's what makes this one as well, along with the tonka and plum. Now, the performance here is not beast mode. It's completely average. But again, it's really cheap. And as far as tobacco fragrances, it is actually quite unique outside of the Zara comparison. Good stuff, a little powdery, a little creamy, sweet, sexy. Invictus Aqua. This is obviously the original version of Invictus Aqua, not the redo. Well, it is a redo, but it's not the first redo. Quick refresher course, Invictus Aqua comes out, everybody likes it, lots of hype, yay, discontinued, boo, they bring it back, yay, it's different, boo, they discontinue, boo, they bring it back, yay, it's the same as the first one, yay. But when they first brought it back, it was only available at duty-free stores if you were flying internationally through big airports, boo. That led to scalping, boo. Then it became available more places again, yay. I don't know what they're doing, man. All I know is you can find Invictus Aqua again. You wanna look for the frosted glass bottle, that's the good type. Super fresh, aquatic, and of course, sweet. It's an Invictus, a little bubble gummy. But to me, much more rounded off compared to the OG Invictus, more wearable. Women love this stuff. There's a reason the scent profile got duped and redone over and over again. There's a reason that Rabanne, after many years, brought it back again, and that's because it works. Sweet Heaven Cherry. This one is by Gulf Orchid. You can kind of tell by taking a look at that bottle, just a little Sclopio Pipio, that looks kind of like Angel Share, but not normal Angel Share. It looks like Angel Share if it was hanging out with, I don't know, Alucard underneath a blood moon. Straight up Castlevania style. That is red. Or I guess if you want to be boring, you could say it's like with cherries, but I think it sounds cooler with the whole vampires and stuff. Now obviously Sweet Heaven Cherry does have cherry as one of the notes. Woo! It's a big blast of cherry, dude. Like, big. It's almost bordering some of the Tom Ford cherries, like the way that they just absolutely wallop you off the top. A little syrupy for sure, sweet, attention grabbing, and kind of taking that vibe, taking the cherry top from some of those Tom Ford scents and kind of just dropping that right over top of an Angel Share scent. Or Gisa Sava, or Kamra, or whatever you want to say. You know, they're kind of all in that same family hanging out together. There's also myrrh in here, there's vanilla, there's tonka. It's a really nice twist on that DNA, and it smells very well done. I know at this point that Gulf Orchid has kind of like moved a lot of their attention to Maison Azrar, but this stuff still really good. Let's check this gentleman over here. Oh, that sucks. It's just super weak. It smells like you're smelling CH Men through a closed Ziploc bag. So it's like you smell the bag and you're like, I can kind of smell the fragrance. It's kind of there through a sheen of plastic, but it's very weak. Wha! Burberry Hero Eau de Parfum. Nice, they did it correctly. This is the one to get if you're getting just one hero fragrance. This is the best one in my opinion. If you want the absolute most versatile one possible, that's gonna be the Eau de Toilette. That one is nice if you're looking for just like a fresh, woody, masculine scent that's not really sweet. You can wear it year round, but I do think the Eau de Parfum takes it up a notch. You get more of this resinous sweetness underneath here. It fills out the gaps between all the different types of cedar. They use 3. Very arresting and attention grabbing in the opening. Perfect for fall, winter, and spring. Good daytime or evening scent. I know a lot of people will say, no, it's more like fall, winter, and evening, but that one I think you can use a lot of different places. Love Hero Eau de Parfum. That stuff top notch. 9 p.m. Night Out up next. This is by Afnan, a newer release. Kind of like the frosty looking bottle, pretty cool. Bit of a hype beast, of course, because you know it's a 9 p.m., it's an Afnan, so a lot of people have talked about it, myself included, but I love this stuff. Whew. Big pop off the top. It's got that type of opening where you spray it on and immediately you just smell amazing. You don't have to let it dry down, you don't have to let it settle or anything like that. So there's nothing against that. There are a ton of fragrances I love that technically, you know, they smell better after they settle for like 3-4 minutes, but this one, great right off the rip. It's got a lot of stuff going on. Note breakdown is busy, which I will take that over a 3-note note breakdown. The 3-note note breakdown's gotta go. It's gotta go. There's a lot of things with fragrances right now that could be changed. You know, as far as like what's coming out, what designer brands and niche brands and clone brands are putting out there. There's some stuff that, like, yeah, I would maybe tweak this, I would maybe tweak that, but come on. The 3-note note breakdown gotta change. It's the laziest stuff ever. I know it simplifies your marketing, but I don't care because it makes your marketing worse. Oh, this one have lavender. Oh, and I also have vanilla. And then we put in a bergamot. Oh wow, how interesting. I'm kind of playing, but also I'm not. So like I said, busy note breakdown, it's got dragon fruit in there, it's got cognac in there. Yeah, dip the dragon fruit into the cognac. It makes no sense, but it works. Lavender, apple, toffee, cardamom, just a bunch of stuff going on here. Very fresh and sweet off the top, quite sweet. As it dries down, it warms up more. Leather comes out, you've got tonka in there. It sort of borrows bits and pieces from a ton of different releases out there, but it's doing its own thing at the same time. That stuff rules. Also pretty loud. Even though I've not had it that long, I did wear it for like a week straight, and the reception was nice. Oh, nice. And we're gonna finish off with this right here. This is Scandal Absolu. Remember what I was saying about 3-note note breakdowns? Yeah, Mirabelle Plum, Chestnut, and then Sandalwood. Which, to be fair, at least it has like some interesting things in there, the chestnut and the Mirabelle Plum, but you know. This is one of my favorite fragrances in this style. That cozy, warm, but kind of loud, fall, wintertime, evening, sexy, date night sort of scent profile that has a gourmand touch to it, and of course that nuttiness, which has become very prevalent. It smells fan-freaking-tastic. Out of the whole Scandal line, I would take this over any of the other ones, and that's saying something because some of the other Scandals are also top-notch. That stuff is fantastic. Yeah, so this Gentleman, unfortunately, just really has no push off this strip at all. So it performs like you would expect a dirt cheap fragrance to perform. And yeah, it's just kind of a crappy CH, man. Also, one other thing, I bought this. It came in the same time. Kind of a dope bottle. Just Cavalli, give me magic. My wife really liked the opening. I thought the opening was okay, but the dry down on this stuff is actually pretty freaking good. Today's the first time I've worn it. But it's not that strong in the dry down. That's the only drawback. But I'm gonna be wearing this more, and if it's good, I'll bring it up in future videos. It was pretty cheap. There we go, guys. Compliments galore with these right here. A couple new ones that have hit the rotation hard, and some tried and tested ones from the past. I wanna thank you guys for hanging with me. Stay safe out there, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys.